guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Fast Kajin Cosplay, and today we're back again with you guys with Steins Gate 0, episode 4.
I knew it was gonna
Too good to be
fall.
true.
You know, yeah, it's too good to be true that they had fun and everything was going well. Our fear happened. Okabe forgot that the AI really wasn't Makise, and he forgot that she was truly dead, and he kind of buried deep down everything that happened. And when Maho recognized what was going on, she kind of took reality and shoved it in his face, and now he's breaking down, screaming and stuff. So he's gonna be a mess this episode, of course. Mayuri, surprisingly, it's come to us that she does have feelings for Okarin. She does have feelings for him, and she realized that he's probably into someone else, and that person is the one capable of bringing a smile to his face, you know?
Yeah.
Sadly, that person is an AI. That person is not there. So it's all complicated. But she's going through her own thing because she can't really say anything because it's not like Okarin needs something else to worry about. But at the same time, she should also, think about herself.
Yeah.
We will see what happens, but it's not looking good. So we did enjoy last episode's Christmas break. It was funny, it was joyful, and we knew it wasn't gonna last long.
Mayuri is so trying to put Yuki and Daru together. That's so cute.
Anyway, yes, she's trying really hard to match them.
Damn.
But, so yeah, we had our little fun, and now let's just go back to the heartache.
Oh.
Let's go.
Do we have to?
Yes, we do.
But
Let's go.
alright. So, you were right. The special guest for Rukako was the girl that we were looking for.
Well, maybe not the guest, but she's accompanying the guest.
Yeah, that was easy, by the way.
But I'm telling you, this show has many connections. Everyone knows everyone. It's not a coincidence that...
Well, we do live in a small world, so...
And I mean... Right. Technically, she was in the past for the same reasons as Suzu, so, and Rukako's dad had DIBN in the first place, so he was linked to the search at one point, so maybe in a weird twist of fate, she got involved with a friend of his because she kept, furthering the quest in Suzu's place. They got separated when she was really young, and I don't know what's wrong with her because she's hearing voices and then threatening Suzu with a gun, so I don't know, what did she see? Why is it making her act this way? And who is she? Because it's important to the whole thing.
Okay. So now I got new theories that I said during the episode, guys. So first of all, I thought that she might be Mayuri's biological daughter. She's not. She is, but she's not. She's adopted. She's not a robot because she grew up.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So my next theory would be that since she's a war orphan,
she could be related to
Makise, like a lab child. Because let's be honest, her dad was kind of responsible for her death in the first place.
As it is right now, by the way, speaking of the dad, he's fled to Russia, they said. So it means that he probably met with S.E.R.N. And he's starting to do his thing, because if Okabe really had an experience that was similar to the reading Steiner, it means that someone is trying to mess up with the timeline. And it's not a coincidence that right after he speculated that, we heard that the dad had fled to Russia and stuff with the research. Yeah. So we know that something's going on. Of course something is going on. The timeline hasn't been changed. We're going towards World War III, so it's gonna start happening slowly. It's not gonna happen one day, suddenly everything changes. It's gonna be slow, so...
Okay, so I'm just gonna continue my hypothesis.
Yes, sorry.
So the dad might have maybe created another child to replace Makise, and...
But for what reason? He hated his daughter.
But maybe one does not have a genius as he was, but Because why would she be a sibling? Because she didn't have any siblings, right?
No, but what would be the point? That's the thing. Like, why would he intentionally create someone like his daughter, which he hates? Unless for some reason they needed, but she's an orphan, so at this point I don't know what happened. But if your theory's right, the only way I could see that happen is if somehow he tried to recreate in some twisted way Makise because he needed her genius to solve a problem that he himself couldn't solve.
Maybe.
She's the one who started it all with her, her research and stuff.
And I was thinking that she kept hearing voices in her head. Do you think that maybe he went back in time and took her when she was a child, he created another children and put her memories from Amadeus in it?
He's not supposed to have access to Amadeus, though.
Nobody could.
I mean, maybe we're reaching way too far, and it's just...
That's Steins Gate. It's never too far. It's never too far.
Let's wait till the next episode.
It's not that far-fetched that maybe the dad tried to
I know.
recreate Max because he needed her genius.
Let's keep it for next episode when we actually see her face and we can tell if she actually looks like...
She does!
Yeah, she does, but as an adult, maybe we'll have more answers, more clues. If she's completely different, then we'll be able to theorize otherwise. But right now, it's just, I think it's way too weird that she has the same hair and she's linked to the gang.
Eyes.
Well, stuff like that. Like, she's linked to all of this in some sort of way. And I know that Mayuri is nice and she would definitely take in an orphan and stuff, but the fact that she took in that orphan specifically, I'm like, yeah, maybe there's something there. So we will keep it and talk about this later when we have more clues.
All right.
I wanted to talk a little bit about Suzu, how she's just so... I know she's from the future. I know that she knows these people from a different time, so it's probably weird with her, but we've been through this in season 1 where she was like trying to push away from everyone, and I don't remember talking about this, but if we did, we'll just talk about it again. But she needs to learn to open up because she's stuck here. Like, she won't be able to go back after.
To be fair though, when she started to open up, it was in the other timeline and she had time to open up.
No, but that's
not
the thing,
we're
going through the
timeline.
same...
Well, it's been a few months, that's right.
No, but I don't care that if it's in another timeline, the problem is still the same. She needs to accept that they are here to help. It's true that she asked Okarin's help about changing the future, and he basically turned her away. He basically said, no, I'm not doing this shit anymore. So she's having problems with this, and she's trying, maybe because she doesn't trust in anyone, she's trying to do everything herself because so much depends on this change, and she doesn't want to go back to a future where everything is just like what we've seen, I understand. It's trauma, it's PTSD, it's fear, it's duty, because people that she loves trusted her to make that change, and now nothing is changing, so she's freaking out. But she needs to learn to let people in and let them help when they want to help, because that's how you gain their trust, and that's how you get them involved for maybe a future change that is going to be necessary. Because Okarin needs to help with the change, and now he's trying to, with Daru, he's trying to help her find her friend and stuff. And I'm like, that's a small step, but it's a step, you let him help, let him get involved, and eventually maybe he'll brighten up to the idea of doing something.
He's getting slowly back in it.
He doesn't even understand what's going on. Like, this whole thing he had in the beginning of the episode, which I'm going to try to explain again, but more clearly. Maybe, because that's the thing, he had an experience similar to the reading Steiner. So that's why he thinks that someone is maybe trying to mess up with the timeline again. We're saying mess up, so maybe nothing was changed, but at the same time, it's like he had a vision of his future self, which, with his ability, maybe he is kind of connected with all the Okabe, because if something was changed, but the change is just gonna, matter in the future, maybe that's why he saw the change in the future. He saw himself running away, kind of like what his current timeline would lead him to. He saw himself doing that, and then the change, which would not affect him right now, is just affecting him in the future. So that's when he had the flash, and he ended up in in an office with a guy who, yes, at first I thought I heard the accent. I thought it was the guy.
Well, I thought that maybe it looks like it was blonde on the side of his head.
But at the same time,
accent,
like, I don't know.
But if it's in the future, the accent wouldn't be there as much, so that might be him.
Well, maybe.
You know?
Maybe it's him. Maybe it's someone with S.E.R.N. Maybe he works with S.E.R.N.
Maybe he is S.E.R.N.
I think about that. Fucking weird.
That'd be fucking...
Anyway, but in any case, I mean, maybe that's what happened because he's traveled through time so much. He's got his ability. He's fractured himself. We had this scene in the first season where he was lost in between times, and Mayuri was kind of looking for him and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and it's in the ending as well. So I'm like, that didn't change. You know, his being has traveled so much that there are multiple versions of Okarin that are all connected. He could be so fractured that the timeline in which he is right now is, you know, not set in stone. You know, he could maybe feel stuff or see stuff from other timelines just because he's that fractured. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to explain with what little clues we had what happened, but maybe that's what happened. If something else happened and I'm completely, you know, wrong about this, we'll see later, but still.
That will make sense, technically.
Well, that's how I'm making sense of this right now. I could be completely wrong, so we'll see.
We could.
Yeah, as he figures it out, we will figure it out too. But I think what's important now is that it's starting, you know, the changes that will lead to the Third World War, they started. Stuff is happening now. People are messing up or trying stuff with Makise's research. And Suzu needs to open up and ask for help. And we found that girl that she's looking for, and something's up with her too, so let's all meet. Like, no coincidences in this show.
Everything is a mess, guys.
And Moeka.
Everything.
Moeka is gonna be part of the group again, so...
But she's not bad. Not in that timeline, right?
Well, in that timeline, she didn't try to kill them, but I'm like, FB is still a thing, right?
True.
So she technically still tried to kill herself, and she still, you know, got FB involved somehow. So if she's still involved with FB, it doesn't mean that she's not dangerous. But the worst here is that every time Okarin sees her, he's back there, you know? He's not handling this at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see next episode. But
they still can swing her to their side, so...
I mean, she helped before. He managed to, you know...
Convince her.
Exactly. He knows what she needs. And if she's... I mean, we assume that FB is still a thing. And FB is still, you know, huge in her life. But maybe that's not the case. Because even though many things change and stuff, we did switch from the beta line to the alpha line. Mm-hmm. And this is a huge change. So maybe in this alpha line, FB is not a thing.
Maybe. I wouldn't bet on it, though. You know?
Well, I don't know. He seemed fine with one. We never suspected Brown before, so I mean that's not a clue because we wouldn't show it. But in any case, like I don't see why FB would get involved because FB was basically S.E.R.N, you know? Right? It was S.E.R.N, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, it's getting confusing. In any case, they got involved with them because they worked on the time machine and now they haven't, so there's no point in them.
Yeah, but since Okarin just received Flash from the other timeline, he might start to work on it again, so they might get involved again.
Okarin is not going to work on a time machine.
No, but he just received Flash that someone was missing with timeline.
He knows that something's up.
So, what will prevent him to just start to do something about it and work on it?
I wouldn't think he's that I don't think he's too. A little bit there. I don't think he's that stupid, you know, to start doing the same mistakes that led to Mayuri's death in the first place. So I don't. That would be stupid. I don't think this show is stupid to go back and do the exact same thing for the wrong reasons. You know, because he doesn't want to. That's not how you change the future. You know, they already have the research. Mm-hmm. The bad has been done. You know, the wound is there. You know, you can't take it off. It's you need to. The change has to happen in the past because the research is already in S.E.R.N's hands. I think. So
yes, they are.
So I wouldn't say like they got, FB is just a person, but he was working for the whole thing, the whole company, and they have what they want. So there's no reason for them to go after the gang right now. But Moeka is still, the things she's done, the things she could do, she's kind of unstable. So we don't know, like, she could be dangerous, but she could be an asset too. So we will see. I think the actual problem with her being there is that she brings in a lot of memories for Okarin, who's not dealing with them very well.
Yeah.
So
that's another thing. Okay.
We will see. But she is, like, she's very involved in everything, because now she's here because of Daru, but she was also talking to Maho at the seminar, so that's something else.
Which we still don't know what's the link between these two.
No, but I mean, it's funny because weirdly enough, we just said that you said that maybe the American professor works with S.E.R.N, and I'm like, well, that would be funny, but that would explain why she would hang out with.
Explain. And the more I think about it, maybe the more we might be right.
I don't know.
So we'll see. We'll see if this thing is right, guys.
Yeah, that's one of these moments where we say stuff, and right now, like, I don't know how many of what we just said, how much of what we said is right or wrong, and
it does make sense too.
No, but so many times we've had conversations like this where I think that we're so wrong, like we don't make any sense, and what we're saying, like, it's so different from the actual truth, so this is kind of stupid. But then we say all of this, and I'm like, oh, well, we just had another conversation where we just said, bullshit, and we didn't make any sense, and they're gonna laugh at us. And then in the comments, it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, you got so much right, and I'm like, what? Maybe not,
Yeah,
but I mean, we'll wait and see what happens.
Okay.
In any case, it was a great conversation. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out right now. The link is in the description.
Yep. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch it now, guys.
Yes.
And if not, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube, which will be next week.
Yes.
So you're gonna see you then.
Bye.